where I'm going. When it speaks about we can take usury, who is that speaking about?
Those foreigners, the Nakars around Israel. You can take usury from them. You can't do it to a Gar because they've attached themselves to Israel and keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
That makes them one with us.
Well, it said one law for the stranger and for the Israelite.
Go to the home. No, to the homeborn. You can't do that.
Yep. Shalom, shalom. Through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we the SOG. We just going with my brother Tyron. SOG Dallas, man, holding it down, man. We going through this review over a discussion that was just had a few days ago, based upon salvation and dealing with the strangers here. Just going over a good review and a basic review. We're going to see what the Bible is saying about these things that this brother is actually bringing out. You got it, bro. You can introduce yourself.
All right. Well, so we're going to pick it up where Edom is brought to the table, and we'll go from this point out.
Khan, yeah, that's fine. Perfect. We could get that 1 Kings 8:41, because to make an argument that they have to be home born in the land or whatever, that's not in the scriptures.
John,
was he conveying that? Was he conveying, oh well, you got to be homeborn in the land as the Israelite? Solomon, that's so pursuant towards prophecy in the end times. Solomon didn't say that nor pray for that, and that's not what the scripture is saying. It says, "As one is born in the land."
Yeah, so that's that 1 Kings 8:41.
Yeah.
I guess we can go up to 8:38. What prayer and supplication soever be made by any man or by all thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague of his own heart, and spread forth his hand towards this house. Then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest. For thou, even thou only, knowest the hearts of all the children of men, that they may fear thee all the days of that they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. Moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel, but coming out of a far country for thy name's sake, for they shall hear of thy great name, and of thy strong hand, and of thy stretched out arm. And when he shall come and pray toward this house, hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee. For that all people of the earth may know thy name, to fear thee, as do thy people Israel, and that they may know that this house which I have built is called by thy name.
Right. I mean, just clearly and easily simple and displayed. King Solomon wasn't praying against or going against the law, statutes, commandments. Yeah, he was keeping them and put up a prayer pursuant to prophecy, expounding on the other nations being able to keep the commandments of God and the heritage of Israel being under sacrifice. So there's no way around it. So any discussion that they even couldn't be in the courts or keep the commandments just got obliterated with a simple book, chapter, and verse.
Absolutely.
Right? BCV, right?
Absolutely. And look,
Yep.
when we go into that word stranger, it's not even Gar.
No.
So when it's
what's right, Con?
So when it says, moreover, concerning a stranger that is not of thy people Israel, this further proves that the Gar is of the people of Israel, because they have enjoined themselves to Israel. This stranger right here is a Nakar.
Exactly. What's that word right there for? Is that Nakar?
Yeah, Nokri.
In that 1 Kings 8?
Yeah, it's H52 Kari.
Nakari, right, exactly. Yeah. So I mean that's evident. And let's get another one real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 29:9.
Okay.
Yeah, because we saying the other nations can be saved. Will they have a direct same salvation as Israel? Meaning, will Moab have 12 gates? No. Will any other nation of people have 12 gates of their own? No, because if that was the case, they would have their own Messiah set up and they would go through their gates. They're coming through the gates of Israel. Hierarchy, right? A lot of you guys confuse hierarchy with what's happening in salvation. So if you want to say their salvation isn't like ours, right? Because the Israelites have the hierarchy. That's fine. The fact that the nations have to be grafted into the olive branch, which is Israel, shows you a hierarchy. The question and context matter of what we're of what we're talking about is, can the other nations be saved? Meaning put down sin. Can their souls be redeemed? That's what we're talking about. Yes, they can. And it's written in the contract. You can read that.
All right. You said Deuteronomy 29?
29 verse 9. Read that thing on down.
All right. Keep therefore the words of this covenant and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Ye stand this day, all of you, before the Lord your God, your captains of your tribes, your elders and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of water.
Stop right there. From the hewers of the wood unto the drawers of the water. The men, the elders, was all accounted for. Then the women and the children. That was all the family of Israel. Right? Then it said, from the hewers of the wood unto the drawers of the water. So we're dealing with a hierarchy within this contract. So we got that out the way. The question is, can everybody within this contract be redeemed and have salvation? The answer is yes. You keep going and reading a little bit.
All right. Verse 12, 29, 12. That thou shouldest enter into covenant with the Lord thy God and into his oath, which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he has said unto thee, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
No different from what we just read out of 1 Kings 8 and 41. Right? How he had gave the land to our fathers. Right? King Solomon recognized that. I already knew that wasn't up for discussion. He just said, moreover concerning the strangers that's not of your people. Hear thou in heaven, do and forgive. Same guidelines that we see in the contract, which proves King Solomon wasn't even going against Torah when he prayed for that. Still kept Torah. You can finish that out right there for that point.
All right. But with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, and also with him that is not here with us this day. I also want to pull that. I think it's 31.
Deuteronomy 31.
Yeah, it's let me see. Okay, 31 and 12. All right, well, it started at 11. Let's start at 10, I'm sorry. And Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law. All right. So that just further proves that everyone that was there in Deuteronomy 29 is getting commanded to, when they come to observe the Feast of Tabernacles?
God.
Or what is it?
Unleavened bread.
Yeah, Feast of Tabernacles. Right? The year of release in the Feast of Tabernacles, that all the people that in Israel includes that stranger, right? And so to further prove this, that stranger is Gar. H1616. Right? The Gar is bulletproof.
Right. And that Gar is going to those that are bound to Israel, keeping the commandments. Furthermore, Let's get Numbers 15 and 38.
Okay. Numbers 15:38.
And let's start up a little bit because something happened. Somebody did something. And we need to see who was doing what and what type of work was being done by process of elimination. Because we see it according to Deuteronomy 29:9, what type of workers the strangers were amongst Israel, which invoked fringes. So look at this.
Okay. So Numbers 15:32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day.
Whoa, hold a minute. According to Deuteronomy 29:9, the people that were gathering and doing that type of work were the guards.
Oh, that's good.
Right? That's who was doing that.
Let's go back to that.
The Israelites.
Let's go back to that.
Yeah, let's get that again.
Let's go back to that. From the hewer of thy wood. That's good. That's good.
Man, we can't make this up, man. This is why Torah is so good. Right? Oh, man, this is good. And what a lot of people are doing is by excluding the nations is breaking Torah, and we're going to prove that out the Torah.
Yes, yes. And it invokes a curse, according to Malachi.
Yep.
When you turn the stranger away, it invokes a curse. So we'll get that too.
Come on, we're gonna bring this stuff out the law. Yeah, it's coming out today.
And the thing with this is, though, the reason why we didn't start at the beginning of the video is the beginning of the video, he's saying is that a stranger is a non-Israelite sojourning in Israel, right? And then he says sometimes it can be a non-Israelite, sometimes it can be an Israelite, which is false. An individual Israelite is never called a gar, right?
Right.
All right, here we go. So Numbers 15:32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron and unto all the congregation. And they put him in ward because it was not declared what should be done to him. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God.
See that? And that law separated them. You know what I mean? It showed you like, all right, well, let's keep don't do what these strangers are doing. That's gonna go off into a heathen type of way. Here's a border of blue as a fringe, so you can remember to keep all of these commandments, man.
Come on. And a quick note, you see how they had to put him in ward because there wasn't a punishment yet for what he did.
That's right.
Right. And we see the Most High doing this a few times to where a situation occurs, and then he has to follow up with instituting a new precept or a new commandment.
Right. Exactly.
So let's see these in action with Exodus 12.
Come on. Let's get that.
With the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Right. So this is speaking of Passover.
Correct.
Right. So let me skip to, let's see. Let's see, verse 11. Right. So he's telling them how to eat it. Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, with your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in the haste. It is the Lord's Passover. Right. So he's instituting the Passover. Right. Then he goes into unleavened bread. Verse 15, 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house, for whosoever eats leavened bread from the first day unto the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Right. Verse 19, 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses, for whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Right. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, in all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Right. So now let's take this. Look at this. 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. So they did the Passover, right? Now here's what happened. Just like that Gar was picking up sticks and it instituted the fringes. 38, it says, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. So now the mixed multitude has come out with Israel. Right?
God.
So now look what he has to institute, because those guards have attached themselves to Israel. Now he institutes verse 43. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. He didn't say that in the beginning, right? But he saw the mixed multitude go with them. So now he has to revamp the ordinances of the Passover. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. That's in the car. The foreigner is in the car. He cannot eat the Passover. A hired servant is an employee. He just coming to do a job in Israel. He can't eat the Passover.
Right.
In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And here it is. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be one that is born in the land. I'm sorry. And he shall be one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. So the Most High had to put an addendum on the Passover after he witnessed the multitude leaving out with Israel. Right. So we see that all. And then there's another instance with the Egyptian boy blaspheming the Most High. There was no law for blasphemy up until that point. But since he's a Gar, he blasphemed. So they put him in ward until the mind of the Most High was sought, and the Most High said he must be stoned. And then there was a law instituted for the stranger and the one that was homeborn.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that repeatedly.
Hermeneutically done all throughout the scriptures, man. The law won't fail. And real quick, can you get Deuteronomy 24, verse 17?
Yes, sir.
There's laws dealing with the stranger amongst Israel the whole time. And if brothers don't get into this language, they won't know.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 24:17. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge.
Straight and cut, man. If the other nations can't be saved and can't keep the commandments or whatever, why is there laws pertaining to the stranger? Even telling you to be honest. This is an honesty law.
Yeah.
This is a law of ruling well and being loving. Don't pervert the judgment of the stranger, and it has to be in there for simple-minded brothers out here lying on the text.
Yeah.
Yet again,
look at this precept.
Come.
Or is that my bad? Maybe it's 10.
All praises to the Most High.
I thought it was, but it said don't pervert the judgment like you had just said.
Con, can you skip down to 13 through 14? I mean Deuteronomy 25, 13 through 14.
Yes, sir.
Then I guess we could play some more of the video if we could.
Yeah.
Bro, just daggered up already.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. So Deuteronomy 25:13, thou shalt not have in thy bag divers weights, a great and a small. Thou shalt not have in thy house divers measures, a great and a small.
Right. Just going into basically having a perfect and just weight and measures. In our bag and house, I believe, is that just dealing with how we judge them?
But yeah, how we handle business.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our days, I think it says in our days to be increased.
Yeah. Let's see. But thou shalt have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
See that? So, and that's beautiful, man, because this is all going back into the law, showing that we got to have a just weight with these nations. That's literally Torah.
Mm-hmm.
That we deal with them through the Holy Spirit and the fruits of the Spirit, man. It's all that the Bible's talking about. If you want to get more on that, because I got, man, tons of laws on the stranger. But
let me pull in real time action. Let's go to Joshua.
Oh,
let's go to Joshua, and then I'm gonna get that Malachi.
Con, that's perfect.
So this is in real time because Tazarab said that the law was given like futuristic, right? And so he kept using the analogy of someone that was born outside of Israel come to Israel to keep the feast. They're sojourning there, right? Mm-hmm. So let's see what Joshua real time. They're in the land, right? This is not future. This is actual factual, right? So it says these were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, right? So mind you, they already took over Israel. They already wiped out everybody. Not everybody, but everybody that needed to be wiped out for the most part. So these were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood until he stood before the congregation. So this is real time. They're doing what was found in Torah about the cities for the manslayer.
Right.
So, and the stranger here, it describes the stranger that sojourneth, right? These are not for Israelites that are coming to do feasts, right? They are coming into Joshua right here. They're coming into the land. They're conquering. Now they're divvying up the land. So they had to appoint those cities prescribed in Torah. They're doing that, but the cities was also for the stranger that sojourneth among them. Right? They're not at this point, they're not doing any kind of feast days. They're not celebrating anything, right? But it shows that in real time, that stranger was not no Israelite coming to visit for the feast. This was a stranger that lived among them, and they needed a city as well to flee to in case they killed somebody, right? In case they were accused of being a manslayer, right? So this pretty much nullifies his whole argument that a stranger, when it says homeborn, is a stranger sojourning, and he's supposed to be treated like one that's born in the land. We just definitely just cut that to shreds. That's why the beginning of the video we don't even have to go over, because we've already pulled precepts that show that a stranger is in fact a non-Israelite, and it's not an Israelite visiting for Passover.
Man. All praises to the Most High, bro. It's clear and it's cut. That's why these brothers be making these simple arguments to kind of dodge what's actually happening in the scriptures and what we seeing in the Torah.
Absolutely, they got to get that hate out their heart. That's what that is. So look at Malachi 3:5. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers and against the adulterers and against false swearers and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right. And fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts. I'm telling you.
And the stranger's right. They have, what is they right? They keep the commandments of the Most High God and join themselves to the Israelites.
They have a right to the covenant and the covenantal promises.
Right, which is why we just read Deuteronomy chapter 24 and 17 that says, do not pervert the judgment of the stranger or widow.
Absolutely.
Dang, so the scripture you just read just circumferenced the Torah yet again.
Yeah.
Just like King Solomon did.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hermeneutics. It's all hermeneutically sound, man. This is all right here, man. This is real good. This is real good, man.
Let me pull one more.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
this is what I was trying to get to him about the juxtaposition. I feel like he was missing what I was saying. Right? Juxtaposition is when two things are compared in opposition to each other. They're totally different. Right?
Correct.
I don't think unless I wasn't explaining it right or what, and that's why I was trying to tell him, like, anytime it said stranger and homeborn, born in the land, house of Israel, children of Israel, it's juxtaposing a non-Israelite to an Israelite, to a natural bloodline lineage Israelite. That's what that's doing.
Right.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
Nothing to be added, taken out of context. But this, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is what happened when people don't get into the law.
Yes.
Because when we go in and visit this dude, this final, what not right this second, but when we go and deal with Obadiah on this live, man, people gonna have some got some explaining to do when we get to this Obadiah, man.
Exactly.
Not knowing these prophecies, man. Y'all over here lying on the scriptures.
So Leviticus 17:8. Look at the juxtaposition. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offereth a burnt offering or sacrifice. I had mentioned one to him, and all he did was focus on anybody can sacrifice. That wasn't the point. The point is the verbiage, right? Look what it's saying. Whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel or of the sojourner. So that's the comparison.
Right.
House of Israel and the stranger. So again, with their logic, they would say, oh, this stranger is an Israelite, just not of the house of Israel. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. Because no matter where you're born at, you're still of the house of Israel.
Exactly. And a gar is a gar.
A gar is a gar. Right. So that's the juxtaposition. So anytime you see the juxtaposition of describing Israel, whether it be house of Israel, born in the land, homeborn, of the congregation, whatever it may be, is to denote Israel. And then the stranger is a non-Israelite, not of Israel.
Right. There's literally exclusive laws on how to deal with the stranger and seclusion from the Israelites as a whole, dealing with a family. For an example, Deuteronomy chapter 24 and 20, if you don't mind grabbing that. You can read that through 22.
Okay.
And then I guess we can go back to the video. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We got man, we got laws all day. Man, we got notice we just been tore up, bro. We ain't had to run to no New Testament.
None.
We don't even need to go to the New Testament to deal with this.
No, we don't. So look, okay, Deuteronomy 24:20. When
Yep.
thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow.
Mm.
When thou gatherest the grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, for the widow.
I mean, how much more simple can these things be? So there's literally a law on how to deal with the stranger and the widow, which are the guards that have subjugated themselves to the Israelites in love.
Right.
Same way with the widow. Can you read 21 through 22?
Yeah. And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt. Therefore, I command thee to do this thing.
Mm.
And that's it.
All praise to the Most High God, man. I mean, this is clear. Real quick, another one, Deuteronomy 26 and 12.
So again, what you're demonstrating, bro, is that if a guard is going to be in Israel, they have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the whole point of a guard.
Same thing King Solomon just prayed for, 1 Kings 8:41. To fear God as thy people Israel. How does the Israelites fear? How many precepts the Israelites know out there? Fearing God is keeping the commandments. Psalms, I think that's Proverbs 16:19 says the law converts the soul.
Yes.
Something I hit Nikon with.
Come
man,
on.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I hit that dude with a KO. He was knocked out the first round.
Yeah. Hey, but look, what you just said, the law converts the soul, right?
That's right.
So when a non-Israelite obeys the law, they're converted. That's where we get the Greek word proselyte.
Beautiful.
Come on,
All
man.
praise. All praise. Con.
Right. So what you want me to read?
Shalakia, what did I say? Deuteronomy
26.
26. Yeah, it was 26, and what do I have marked down? Deuteronomy 26.
Maybe 13.
You start there.
Okay. Then thou shalt say before the Lord thy God, I have brought away the hollow things out of mine house, and also have given them unto the Levite, and unto the stranger, to the fatherless, and to the widow, according to all thy commandments which thou hast commanded me. I have not transgressed thy commandments, neither have I forgotten them. Or neither have I forgotten them. I don't think them is there. But either way.
So here it is, a commandment. Yet again, saying, hey, I haven't transgressed by not leaving out the gar. Simple. Basics. Hermeneutics.
Absolutely.
Simple, basic, and hermeneutical. And I'm going to say this, just to hint on this. The proselytes, they came to Acts 2, were of nations as well. But the middle wall of partition, which was the circumcision, had not been torn down yet.
Yes. Yes.
Remember, it was a part 2 of that. That happened in Acts 2. Then later in Acts the 15th chapter, they're having a literal conversation about that yoke of bondage and iron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which our fathers wasn't even divorced, and they that's when they put that decree forth towards the nations, just to put that out there, just in case somebody was thinking ahead of what we're talking about. Yeah. And we'll touch on that at a later time as well. That's easy.
Because really, Isaiah 56 is a prophecy about breaking down that wall of partition in the kingdom, because it says, let's go to it.
Absolutely.
Just real quick. It says, thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Right? Let's skip down to verse 4. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Even unto them will I give in my house and within my walls a place and a name better than the sons and of daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. So according to the Most High, the eunuchs will be able to enter into his house, correct?
Yep.
So now if we go to Deuteronomy 23, it says, he that is wounded in the stones or hath his privy member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Right.
So this is what Ephesians 2 is talking about, those laws that separated two groups of people, right? Though that wall is tore down in Christ, because Isaiah 56 is a future prophecy in the kingdom post Christ, right?
Exactly.
So that cross nullifies this Deuteronomy 23:1, and the Most High confirms this with Isaiah 56.
Right. Exactly, bro. This is straight, clear, and cut, man. Hey, if we got some more of that video, I guess we can hit that.
Okay, so now let's get into the video. All right, here we go. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Okay.
Right.
So now, just to catch y'all up to speed, I've dealt with him with the GAR, and he really didn't have no answer, because I answered all his questions about usury, about the individual Israelite being called a GAR, and things of that nature. So now he's pivoting to his next line of questioning, which is bringing Edom to the table. So let's see where that goes.
What about Edomites?